Test 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. You guys got me? Good. All right.
Game balls today?
Von Bell, and then our receiving crew, TB, Jamar, T, Joe Burrow. They stepped up to the challenge. We need those guys to have a big game like they did last time against these guys, and they certainly rose to the occasion.
Zach, were you aware that Joe was close to 500? Did you guys try to get him that on that last drive down the field?
No, we just wanted to keep being aggressive. You know, they can score quickly. I don't care who's playing quarterback for him. That guy went out there and managed the game really well, and they've shown that. You know, this is a team who they've been down similar situations like this. You know, Green Bay had them down, I think it was 11 last week, and had a 3-and-out, and they came roaring back and had a chance to win the game, and we were not going to allow that to happen.
When did you find out that he topped the 500-yard mark?
After the game. Yeah, I see the stats after the game.
Your reaction to that at all?
Not surprised. I mean, he was out there, he was feeling it today, you know, and the receivers were feeling it, and there was a lot of confidence there, just overall on offense.
Also set a franchise record today. Can you talk about just his continued dominance for you guys over the course of the year?
Yeah, I mean, he's always making plays. Some of them still up in the stat sheet, some of them don't, you know, and the opponent that we're playing always feels his presence, and sometimes that's enough to help us be successful.
When you're game planning this week and, you know, you see the amount of guys that are out in their secondary, was it just that obvious that this is just going to be all about us exploiting those weaknesses just because it's just almost not a fair fight considering you have all your guys?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all those guys have played football for him, you know, and so, you know, they'd all been out there. And yeah, they maybe had a new DB in there, but those are a bunch of guys that were first-round picks up front and had played a lot of football for them. Their two linebackers, their starting linebackers are there. You know, they got Chuck Clark back at safety. 21's played a lot of football for them this year. So we went in there thinking it was a good unit, you know, and maybe their depth was affected. But again, we knew that it was going to be a challenge for us, and we needed to be effective throwing and running the football. Overall, that was the whole plan is kind of see where we're effective early on and stick with it.
You've been here in seasons where you have a lot of bad luck with injuries and other
Yeah.
things that happen the first years. You're not going to feel sorry for that situation.
No.
But I mean,
Heck no. No, heck no. No. They week 17 last year, we had hardly anybody left, you know, and I didn't feel anybody minimizing their win against us, and so we sure as heck know how hard it is to win in December. These guys have fought hard. We asked them to answer the bell. They did, and that's still the Baltimore Ravens out there playing meaningful football for them. And so our guys shouldn't apologize for 1 second for the performance they went out there and did today. And dang proud of those guys for how they hung in there the full course of the game and handled, you know, the adversity we've had over the course of time too. And you know, it's just our time to sit out there and make a mark for ourselves.
Coach, Mike was wondering about what they would do. It looked like they did a little bit of everything. They blitzed, they played back.
Yeah.
You know, was that your sense that they kind of backed off a little bit and then would come?
Yeah, you know, they mixed it up. There were some pressures, and then they played, you know, a couple different coverages. But, you know, again, we felt good about how we could attack them and have some answers for a little bit of everything. And sure, there were some times we had to take a step back and see what we were getting a little bit more of. I thought they did a good job changing it up. You know, it wasn't ever clear what we were going to get on down to down, but our guys handled it well.
Zach, there was a throw that Joe made today that I thought was kind of indicative of his confidence. The 4th and 4 throw to T. Higgins on the out. Does that stick out to you as kind of the confidence he played with all day long?
I think, you know, that's one of our core routes that we've run a million times. And so he and TF connected on that over and over and over. And so, you know, that's in that moment, it's a go-to play. We actually ran it on a 4th down, very similar against him the last time to Jamar, you know, and so it's just there wasn't much I was going to call today that he didn't have confidence in, to be quite honest with you. So just proud of the way the guys handled it today.
Late in the game, were there any Joe throw the ball away moments because he did?
Yeah, I told him that every single play I called, and he didn't. So.
I mean, you didn't seem to take. I mean, you didn't take your foot off the gas there. I mean, it was 41-21, and you were.
Listen, our guys need to develop a killer instinct right now. Now's the time that we got to be playing our best football. And like I said earlier, Baltimore has been in this situation before, and they're never dead. And so, yeah, you can start doing some of those things, and all of a sudden they score, and it's a one-possession game, and look where you're at. Then you got to start throwing again. So we've seen that too much on tape from them to be able to get back in the game. And so, again, that's why we did what we did.
With Joe's day-to-day, it'll probably outshine the fact that you had 3 wide receivers go for over 100 receiving yards. I know they play really well every week, but just how rare is that for those guys to have that type of performance all in one game?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't trade them for anybody. You know, that package of receivers we got allows us to you know, it's hard for defenses to focus in on one guy. And if they do that, that's really fine by us. And we also got a Pro Bowl running back, and we just feel like we got a lot of weapons and a lot of different ways to attack people.
Big moment in the game also, Zach, it seemed like when Josh Johnson fumbled the snap that came after like a first down play, and 2 plays later after you get the punt, you get the play to Tyler Boyd. How big was that?
I think you're right. I think that was a major point in the game. It was, I think, 3rd and 1, if I'm not mistaken. They were probably going to go for it if they didn't get it. But that fumbled exchange set them back. And so, again, we'll take what we can get in that situation. But certainly you could feel that was a big momentum play right there. And our guys touched him down. He was down. And then, like you said, 2 plays later, TB hit the big play from Burrow. So that was a big moment in the game.
Some may think your decision to go for it on 4th and 1 after Joe had been stoned, you know, you could have taken the points, but the same call was like you get the touchdown on 4th and 1.
We were just in there tight, you know, and felt like we've got to be able to get that. And so we just dialed it up, and they got us in.
Well, why did you think you needed it at that point?
It's a mindset thing at that moment. You know, it's 4th and goal on the 1-yard line. You know, if we can't get in there, then we don't deserve any points. But our guys answered the bell.
How much did you notice the difference in Joe's pocket presence today, and how much was that such a huge part of the big plays that you guys were able to chunk out?
Yeah, I thought it was a big part of it. You know, there were some that were there on rhythm and on time, and there were some he had to make some plays with his feet. I don't know how he gets out of those situations, but you know, we've always kind of shaken our head as we've played quarterbacks like Lamar and some of these guys over the years, where it's kind of the same deal, and now we've got that guy. You know, and that's a tremendous weapon to have.
Exactly. You said Joe was feeling it today. As a play caller, are there cues you look for from him to kind of know he's in that state of mind and that kind of ability today?
Well, he's making really good decisions, and the ball was coming out quick when he needed it to. He was seeing some of the stuff down the field really well. You know, you could tell his confidence he had in the pocket to get away from some pressures that showed up. And, you know, you can just tell when a guy's got it, and today he had it for sure.
2 minutes. The sweep, Baltimore and Pittsburgh in the same season feels big to us outside of the organization. For you and this team, how important is it? I mean, those are 2 really good franchises.
Sure, and we've kind of gotten beat up by them over the last couple of years, you know, and so our guys just have all the confidence in the world right now. And we're not done yet. You know, we're 4-1 in the division right now, and we need to be better than that this year, quite frankly. So we know how big of a test this Kansas City game is coming for us this weekend. It's far and away the biggest game of the year for us. Our guys are going to be ready. We're going to do a great job getting rested, getting our guys focused, and we've got a huge challenge coming to town, and our guys are going to be ready for it.
Because that's such a big game, because you kept telling Joe to throw the ball away and he didn't, and I mean, was there any thought at all of taking him out and you're up by 20 late in the game? Because you did it at Baltimore. Where's that balance between leaving him there and taking him out?
You know, I'll be honest with you. With 5 minutes left, I saw Green Bay last week. They punted twice, the first possession and the last possession. That was it. And so they probably felt like they played really productive offensive football, but they punted twice, and they almost lost the game, you know, with the 2-point conversion. And so we just weren't going to allow anything to seep in there and anything to happen, and we were going to go take this game, like we said in the locker room before the game, and that just involved leaving our quarterback in there.
The 2 games to play, what have you learned about your team to date?
They're going to fight. You know, this has been a crazy NFL season. There's a lot of adversity that comes at you from a lot of different ways. We do a lot of positive things, and oftentimes people just want to point out the negatives, and our guys have plowed through it all and found the positives and kept building on it, kept believing in each other, kept believing in the coaches believing in the players, and here we are. Everything's right in front of us, right here on going into January, you know, and so we're happy about that, but we're not content yet.
More?
Okay, thank you all.
Thanks, Coach.
Was that fun?
Oh yeah, it's always fun winning. Came out here, took care of business, and answered the bell.
What did you think, Joe? 4th and 1, you're down 7-3. It's early. 4th and 1, you've been stoned on the play before. And he goes for it. You get it. What was that? What did that mean to you guys? Do you think at that point?
Man, that was really just a capitalizer right there. Told Zach and even the whole offense was telling them, like, come on, let's go for it. And we needed to convert that, and that's what we did. Huge play, huge run, huge blocks, and it benefited us, and it worked out.
You just followed Trey.
Yeah, drive them legs into the end zone right behind him.
Is that the best game you've ever seen Joe Burrow play?
I guess this stat-wise, yes, but I think that Joey B be on point most of the time. And, everybody in this offense, we got a lot to build on. As much great things as we've done, we still got a lot to, improve on. So at the same time, yes, it was a great game for him, really the whole team, to be honest. But we got a lot to get better at, and we will.
Joe, something that Zach said after the game was you guys have to develop a killer instinct. Today, an example of that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. As soon as we took the field, defense, got them 3 and out, or, they held them to 3. And then offense, we just, driving down, doing the things that we needed to do, routine plays, taking care of the football. So that's what we harped on all week these past 2 weeks, was really taking care of the football, because when we take care of the football, great things happen. So that's pretty much all it is, for real.
And you were happy to see the points tacked on at the end?
Of course. I mean, why not? Over these past few years, people have been doing that to us. So at the same time, it's a great feeling that roles is reversed now. So we just got to keep on building.
Joe, how aware were you of Burrow being close to that 500-yard mark? And
Yeah.
what went through your head when the ball's in the air? Because that's 500 right there.
Yeah, for sure. Really, just had a one-on-one with a linebacker / safety, and he played at about like 4 or 5 yards, and they told me just run to go, and I just go ahead and tried to stemmed him inside, and just tried to turn on the jets. And then when I seen it in the air, or at first before I seen it in the air, I'm just like, keep running, keep beating him. Then I'm just humping down the sideline, seeing it, and just catch it for one, and then just making sure, big accomplishment. He gave me the ball. I thought it was a great feeling.
Did you know that it was the 500-yard ball?
To be honest, I didn't know it was the 500 ball, but I knew that. I just remember that it was like we had like 2 yards for him to get, and then all of a sudden, that was the.
So you guys knew out there that he was close.
Yeah, we knew. Yeah, we knew, and then after that, I mean, me in my head, it wasn't really clicking that this is it. You got to get it for him, but like I said, it's a great feeling, and I'm happy for him.
You're very well aware of the fact that you guys haven't been able to stack more than 2 wins at a time. Knowing the emotional win that you guys are going to come off of this, what do you think will be the key to being able to right that wrong and be able to have a 3rd win in a row?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think that was, an emotional win. I thought that was just, something that we attacked the week on. We knew exactly what was going to be, how we was going to have to attack, in order to win. As much as people think that, we ain't been able to stack 2 wins in a row, when we go in that third week, we pretty much don't take care of the football. And, like I said, within these past 2 weeks, that's what we've been doing. So we're going to keep on harping on the little things, having to come out and execute, match the energy. I think the crowd been doing a hell of a job with bringing that hostile environment. Next week is going to be huge for us. We're going to need it. Hopefully we can have a sellout crowd, and the players, just keep on putting on the show.
The game in Baltimore in October, you guys have a 3-score lead, and most of the starters get most of the fourth quarter off.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all still in there today inside the 2-minute warning. Was a message being sent?
Pretty much just, keep on having your foot on the gas. At the end of the day, don't let up at all. And I thought that we did a hell of a job. I mean, them boys on the perimeter, man. I mean, I'm just, so happy. Them boys putting up numbers today. T, Jamar, and, TB. Them boys out there routing them up, making big plays, big catches, run after the catch. We had some critical 3rd and 4th downs out there, and we answered the bell, like I keep saying. So, like I said, we just got to keep on building, getting better, and attacking the week how we do, and taking care of the football. Great things to happen.
When did it feel comfortable? When did it feel like we've got this and we're just tacking on?
And the NFL is never comfortable. That's why, like I said, got to keep on putting the foot on the gas, because at any time, momentum could shift. I mean, we done it multiple times. At the same time, with us, we just try to figure out what we got to do to play with the league instead of playing behind, so we don't have to be in those situations. But we played with the lead today, kept it, and that's what we were supposed to do. So, like I said, we answered the bell.
To sweep Pittsburgh and Baltimore in the same year, what's it mean?
I mean, it's a great feeling. At the same time, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? We just got to keep on keeping on. Like I said, we got the Chiefs next week. Chiefs, they're a great team. We know who's on the other side of the ball. They have a lot of all-stars or superstars, whatever you want to call them over there. We know they know how to score a lot of points, but so do we. They get stops, and so do we. So we know what type of game it's going to be, but at the same time, our focus is taking care of that football and being able to stack drives and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field.
You need one more touchdown to tie the franchise record for most of the season. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a great feeling, man. As much as these accolades and things is, coming, at the same time, man, for us, my coach always told me, my running back coach, Justin, and I want to give a special shout out to him, because I feel like as much as people, talk about, or even me, myself, I talk about the line, I talk about tight ends, people on the perimeter. I think Justin, he's, excelled my game in so many ways, especially being disciplined in my paths and just with my eyes and tracks and things like that. So he's definitely did a lot for me, and as much as it is an accomplishment for us, it's definitely an accomplishment for him. So, I'm very excited for that for him. But, I mean, at the same time, it's a great accomplishment, but one thing he always say is the little stuff will take care of the big things, and that's what we just got to keep on doing.
What letter grade would you give Tyler Boyd's flip into the end zone?
Oh, that was lit. I'll probably give him maybe an A-, and the reason why I'll give him that is because I seen AB a few years ago do a whole flip and land on his feet, and that was real life impressive. So, like I said, I give it an A-, but I mean, an A is an A. And like I said, I'm happy for him. We got a big block for him. Joey B threw it down the seam, and I was open, TB was open, and I was just trying to run down the field so he don't get tackled. And everybody on our team is selling out, wide receivers, linemen, running backs, and we doing whatever we can to succeed. And, it's a great thing to see.
2 minutes?
If you're developing like a killer instinct now, a couple of years ago, it was, what kind of instinct was on this team? What was it?
With the instinct that we had pretty much then, we was just learning how to play with each other, to be honest. Right now, I feel like just with the chemistry that we have in this locker room, offensively, defensively, and on special teams wise, it's the best thing I'd have never seen since I've been here. Just to say, for instance, in Christmas, the guys coming through, handing off gifts, and doing certain things like that, man, to take care of the offense, take care of the defense, and even special teams. That was a great thing to see. And, I'm forever thankful to be around these guys. They put a lot of work in, and we just got to keep on building and getting better and building that chemistry.
Did you get the offensive line Christmas gifts?
Yeah, I got the whole offense, Xbox and PS4 or PS5s. So, like I said, everybody was handing and dishing and giving. So it's a great thing, and I'm very excited for what we have in this locker room and what everybody been doing and trying to do whatever we can to exceed.
Joe, we talked so much about over the years teams like the Chiefs and the AFC, the Bills, the
Yeah.
Chargers. What's it like for the Bengals to actually be one of the most dangerous teams in the conference?
It's a good thing, and to really be able to be mentioned in that category. Granted that I've never been in that situation, it's a great thing for us. But at the same time, we can't fall into, who are we and what the outside world think of us. I mean, it's all about what we think about us in here. So we just got to keep whatever we have in the building, keep on building that chemistry, and keep ready to stay playing football and everybody be focused, because each week been getting bigger and bigger, and it's going to be huge next week, and it got to be a playoff atmosphere. This game was one, and like I said, next week we hoping for a sellout, because we're going to need every fan and every person in there, to help us out. So it's a great feeling.
Last one. All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil. See ya.
How did it feel to put up a career day for yourself?
Felt so good. First time ever going for 190, so yeah, it felt good.
Take me through the play over top of the two guys down the field. Like, is it double moss? Is that what that was? What did you see there?
So yeah, I think the play was actually designed for Tyler, and I was just doing my job, running for the love of the game, and I look up, the ball's in the air. I'm like, holy. All right, so and then I had to go make a play, and it was over two people. It's probably one of the greatest plays in my career, so felt good for sure.
You got to watch it a lot on the replays. They were looking at it. Were you wondering what had actually happened if you definitely did have the catch?
Oh no, I knew I caught it.
Yeah,
I knew
Do
I
you
caught
think
it.
do you think the orange gloves helped you and helped them decide that you caught it because of the? It was pretty clear you.
I know, because obviously if the ball hit the ground and it moves a little bit, it didn't move. So I mean, I had a good tight grip on it. So yeah.
Think it'll make you got lost tomorrow night?
Probably.
You didn't on the last one, so maybe this one.
I might. Yeah, we'll see. I mean.
See, there's been different times you had a big game and Jamar hasn't, Jamar's had a big game and you haven't, and Tyler's had a big game. Today, all three of you and Joe Mixon combined rushing and receiving. How much did today showcase how versatile you guys can be, maybe all at the same time?
Yeah, man. It showed people what we can do, and now that we have seen it, that's our standard now, and hopefully we can keep going and keep this momentum moving into Kansas City next week.
I think it was the Jets game that was really the first game for you this season that it seemed like you were, looking like yourself from last year. What do you think has been the biggest reason why you've been able to have the second half of the season that you have?
I just locked in. The first half I was, battling injuries, and I was, playing nervous with the injury, not trying to hurt it again. But, I just told myself, man, let's just go out there and be you, play your game. And that's what I was able to do so far, and it's been pretty good. So.
How different did they play you compared to the last time in Baltimore? How different was their defense doing this season? They played a lot more zone, I think, this game, and we was able to, exploit them voids, and I was able to get open in those open zones. So,
T, what is it like playing with Joe Burrow on a day like today?
Man, it's amazing. So when he's on fire like that, man, he's just all your job is to do is just get open. He's gonna find you. So.
The fourth down completion, Zach was saying that's kind of a play you guys work all the time. He has a lot of confidence in it, but still, that was, I guess, 4th and 4, and he threw it on a rope to you. Are you that confident in Burrow that if it's 4th and 4?
Oh yeah, for sure. Once the play is called, it's my job to get open. It's Joe's job to, get it to one of us, and whoever the ball goes to, it's our job to catch it. And that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. So.
Zach was saying he's trying to get this team to develop a killer instinct. You think that's happening, and what does that mean to you? What does that to have a killer instinct?
Yeah, I think it's happening. Like I said earlier, we see what we can do now. It's our standard, and hopefully we can keep it going.
See, what did you think as you saw some of how many guys they had down in their secondary this week? You're looking, and a lot of these guys didn't even play the first time. Were you thinking this could be a day for 525? Are you guys thinking like that?
No. Obviously they had some starters out, but it's the NFL. Everybody's good. It's the best of the best, right? And we looked at it as, if they were starting the first game, if they've been starting, the whole year, and we just got to go out there and play our game.
Are you going to do anything with the game ball you got?
Well, put it in a trophy case, something. Shoot, my best game ever? Yeah, I got to put that one up for sure.
Killer instinct is one thing, but you guys are up by 3 touchdowns, fourth quarter, still taking deep shots. Were you trying to send a message that there's a changing of the guard in this division, that type of thing?
I have no clue. I was just out there running what it was called. So.
Are you thinking along? Are you thinking, why are we still attacking here at all? Or are you just are you hoping you trying to get as many yards as possible?
Shoot. If we still attacking, we still attacking. That's what he was calling. So let's keep going. That's how I looked at it.
Joe was close to 500. Did you have any idea?
I had no clue. Yeah, no clue.
See, the one thing that this team has struggled with is to stack more than 2 wins in a row. So what's the one big thing that has to change?
Yeah, we just got to be laser-lock focused this week. We know Kansas City's a really good team, and we just got to come in here Monday, tomorrow, and just be locked in and be locked in the whole week. And hopefully we can have the same performance that we did today, next Sunday.
If you look at what's tripped you up the last few times you've gotten 2 in a row, is there any trend?
Not that I know of. We just not getting the job done. And we look forward to getting it done this next Sunday. So.
Who's on the charm?
Oh, yeah, that's my best friend. He died a few years back. It feels good, because I wore him coming into the game. And, man, I ain't gonna do it right now, y'all. Y'all gonna make me cry. So yeah, man, it's just good to have him, watching over me having a game like this. So.
What's his name?
It's Isaiah. Thank you. Y'all try.
group, just a performance that obviously Tyler Boyd could have had 100 receiving yards, but just the play of your wide receivers today, what did you think of their performance?
They were unbelievable. They really, they were playing a lot of zone coverage against us, and they did a great job of finding those zones. Zach called a great game. Really excited about how we performed today.
For you personally, I know you probably aren't big on individual records, but to set a franchise record today for passing yards, does that mean anything to you, or are you just worried about the win?
I think it means a lot to the whole team. That's not just a reflection of me. It's a reflection of the offensive line, the receivers, the coaching staff, and how we went out and executed today, so that's exciting.
Joe, did you see the comments this week from Wink Martindale about not giving you a gold jacket just yet?
Yeah, I did.
Did that mean anything to you at all? Did it resonate with you at all?
I didn't think it was a necessary comment. I wouldn't say I was offended by it. I mean, I'm in year 2. Who knows what's going to happen down the road, but I didn't think it was a necessary comment.
Was it on your mind when you were throwing at the end for 525?
Maybe.
Were you surprised? Were you surprised?
I'm sorry, what?
Was that what you were thinking with the Jordan shrug when you threw to Mixon on the 52-yarder?
No, Zach told me not to scramble on that one, and I scrambled and threw a go ball to Joe Mixon, so I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, but we went out there and did it anyway.
What's your reaction when he tells you, not to scramble, throw it away? Because you mentioned that he'd done it multiple times today towards the end of the game.
Well, my reaction is to not scramble and throw the ball away, but the opportunity presents itself, and my kind of game instincts just take over. I looked to my left and nobody was open, so I was turning to my right to throw the ball away, and then there was a hole right there, so I went to the hole, and then I saw Joe Mixon down the field, so I threw it to Joe Mixon down the field, and that's what happened.
I think the last time in Baltimore, I think he took everybody out with like 3 touchdowns. But this trip, you guys are gunning right to the end. Do you think it was, was Zach trying to send a message, do you think? Or,
No, I don't think so. I think their offense was moving the ball all day. They were doing a good job. They were putting points on the board. And they were the number 1 rush defense in the league going into the game. And we were throwing the ball really well. So we needed first downs to keep their offense off the field. I think we were just doing what was working.
Do you think T. Higgins is emerging as one of the best wide receivers in the NFL?
Absolutely. The last 4 or 5 weeks, T's been unbelievable. The way he's catching the ball is, I've not really ever seen anything like it. The way he's catching the ball with strong hands in traffic, it's been awesome.
how did they play differently this time compared to back in October? How different was the coverage?
Well, in the first half, they didn't blitz a lot. They played a lot of zone coverage, and that obviously wasn't working out. And so they came in the second half and started blitzing a little more, and that didn't really work out either.
I mean, as good as you are against man, you were something. I mean, in the first half, you were like about 89% or something in the first half. So obviously,
Zach called a great game. I knew where I was going with the ball, and our receivers did a great job, as well as the O-line.
Joe, right before that long pass to T, I think Brandon Allen came over after the coaching. You were talking to the coaching staff back and forth, and Brandon Allen comes out on the field and yells something at you. Did that mean anything? Did he say anything that helped you on that play? I don't know if you even remember, but Brandon Allen came out.
The only time I remember Brandon coming out is when he was yelling the play to me because the headset went out in my helmet. That's the only thing I can remember.
So I think it was before that throw downfield.
Can't answer that one because I can't remember.
How long was the headset out? Just one drive?
So it was after it was in the first half, after the long one to T, right before the end of the half, the headset went out. And so I called the next play on my own. I think they reviewed it, and then I got a different helmet. So I didn't end up calling one. But they reviewed that play, so I was able to get a different helmet.
Joe, you put 41 on the Ravens by passing the crap out of the ball. A few weeks ago, you put 41 on the Steelers by having a monster run game. When a team can do it multiple ways like that, what does it say?
We're just a complete team. We got Joe Mixon, we got all these receivers, and we got an O-line that's playing really well. So, teams are going to have to pick their poison with us. We've had some games where we haven't quite executed the way we wanted to, but we've also had some games like today that you couldn't have executed any better.
Is this ball going to go next to your Heisman Trophy in your basement?
No, I don't think so. I think that the Heisman's a little more impressive for me.
Zach said this team's trying to develop a killer instinct. You think this team has that or no? Or
We're getting there. We're getting there. Today I thought, I was really excited about how aggressive we were, after we got up, because, we've had some points in the year where, we get up by a couple touchdowns, 3 scores, and we start, getting less aggressive, and then the defense knows exactly what we're going to do, and, it gets tough, and we stayed aggressive today, and, we were able to score every time we touched the ball.
There's killer instinct, Joe, and then there's finishing games. Would you say that this is more about finishing games the right way to make sure that you go out on top of the team?
Yeah, I think those two comments are one and the same. Some days you're going to have to go out and throw the ball when you're up, and like today, and then other games you can go out and run the ball down their throats like we did against Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago to seal the game. So it just really depends on the kind of game.
Did they ever get around to picking up poison? I mean, it seemed like kind of they tried to do everything. You guys haven't yet.
Yeah, I thought we did run the ball well today when we did. We didn't do it a ton, but we were really efficient when we did.
Did you ever hit 525 even in high school?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Probably. I mean, I threw for a ton of yards in high school, so who knows? I probably did.
But is it hard to wrap your head around that in an NFL game against a good defense to hit that number?
I really don't think about the yards too much. I mean, I'm just as happy throwing for 130 yards against the Raiders and going out and winning the game. So whatever it takes to win the game. Today it took throwing for 525 yards, and then some games it takes throwing for 100 yards and being smart with the football.
How much fun is it knowing that if Kansas City beats Pittsburgh today, next week you take the field with a chance to win and win the division?
Yeah, we're right where we want to be. We knew we had a chance to be in this position in training camp. We knew the kind of team that we had. So you couldn't ask for a better situation right now. We control our destiny, win these next 2 games, and we got the division locked.
How aware were you of the 500-yard mark? Did you know that pass to Joe got you there? Or
I thought it would get me close. Yeah, I wasn't really aware until the last series going out there, and then I kind of assumed we were going to go out and run the ball, but then we threw the ball a couple times and ended up getting it.
I don't know if you've ever been asked this or addressed this already, but where does your love for SpongeBob come from?
I just loved it growing up. That's really all I watched. I still watch it every now and then. It's a great show. That's all I got.
2 minutes. Did Joe Mixon, did he give you the ball after the 500? Or?
Yeah, we were trying to. I mean, the refs needed the ball. They needed to go spot it, but Joe brought it to me. That was funny.
So then you guys were apprised, before the final series, you guys were apprised of how many yards you had?
Yeah. Good.
Nice, Joe.